Hey everybody, I didn't quit. I just took a little vacation, kind of dealing with some things and just really working hard at work and kind of just taking a little break. The other part is I lost a little bit of footage from transferring files back and forth, but I figured I'd make this quick little video to kind of catch you up on the in-between of how to kind of render out the face, and I've been working on the metal too, so I'll do a little bit of that here and there. So what we're gonna do is open up a new file. We're gonna do a clean slate. I'm gonna give this one a break. I haven't posted in about 2 weeks, I think, so this is a little bit old. So watching this for the first time, I meant to post this last week, but the way the world is, or the way life is, right, you gotta take a break every now and then and not feel bad about it. So I really rested up and kind of got myself into a good mindset of reapproaching this and getting back to it. The one thing that I don't have is a sketch like in the cover issue or the cover image. I don't have that raw, sharp sketch, so we're gonna just do something from scratch, and I figured I'd just do something quick, as bad and hideous as it might look. I just let my what do they call that? Your instincts take over, and I just drew whatever my hand wanted to draw, like it was possessed or something. So without thinking too much, when I just move my hand, this is the type of stuff that comes out. So hopefully it's not too terrible. I am gonna miss that texture of a sketched image. That's the only thing that's gonna be different from this and the other one. I try to throw a little mechanicals, schematics and such into the drawing, but I don't know if I actually get to rendering it. It is one thing I'm relearning how to do, but at the same time, I'm also still working on the cover, so we're gonna get a lot more detail and showing how I was doing that. The main thing was I watched like 4 or 5 videos on exactly how to do metal, and I don't like clean metal either, so I like rusted out and kind of slightly dented, and just worn metal really is like my it's my thing. Like, I love looking at it. I don't have much of the raw intensity of a pencil drawing, so I try to do my best to kind of emulate what I can. It's missing a lot of gray tones, I can already tell from rewatching it, but shading with a pencil is there's just something to it that makes all the difference between a digital drawing and a traditional one, for me, I guess. I'm kind of just commentating this as I'm rewatching the video with everyone, so. But I'm doing my best to emulate what the cover was like before I started putting in colors and doing the difference of what I lost from the media footage. So I'm trying to have dark outlines, shaded interior of it, and just small details too. And I'm noodling around a little bit, really. Just kind of almost looks like I'm wasting time. So let's see. I just watched the Mortal Kombat 2 movie, and this kind of looks like that Baraka guy, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if that was like a subconscious thing. I liked how they did that movie, because like I thought it was gonna be Luke Cage is here to save the day and that whole kind of storyline. But I'm so glad the way they did it is just I kind of found it like really creative. Like, they actually used the elements of the video game to kind of tell the story, which I was a huge fan of. I wonder if they're probably going to make a number 3, right? I got a couple more movies I want to watch too. I want to see that Obsession movie, which turns out, I guess I used to watch all that guy's skits. I didn't know it was like a new director, and it's this guy. I used to watch all his little comedy skits on YouTube, And my favorite one, I remember he did this one with it was like the guy, they were in like a seance or like kind of like talking to ghosts, and they're like, grab this thing, and then once he grabs it, they're like, they welcome in the ghost, and it's that guy, and it's this dude that died like 10 years ago or something, and he's just super creepy, and the guy wants to let go, and he's like, no, let me in, bro. But he's talking about like, he's like, is Kesha still a thing? I just thought that was hilarious. It stuck with me. But it turns out that guy directed the Obsession movie, which, like, that's fucking cool, I think. That's really cool. But, yeah, I got to see that one. I love Guy Ritchie movies, too, so I got to see Into the Gray, I think it's called. And then there was another one I saw that I was like, damn, I didn't know that was out yet. And I was like, I'm going to watch that. It might have been Into the Gray, because I didn't think that was out yet. I didn't really have this movie's out now or whatever promotion. I want to catch Masters of the Universe just for nostalgia's sake, even though I don't know about the casting, but I don't know. Hopefully it's pretty cool. It's an old cartoon, so how mad can you be if it's not that good, you know? And then Street Fighter, I thought Street Fighter was going to blow Mortal Kombat 2 out of the water, and now with Mortal Kombat 2 being like a pretty good film, I'm kind of like worried about Street Fighter now. I'm like, is it going to live up, you know? Because I used to watch the cartoons, and I had the comic books, and what's that? The artist from the comic book was like Alvin Lee or something like that. I might just be throwing a name out there, so I'm talking off the top of my head. So I think it was Alvin Lee, but I used to really adore his art style, and even the art inside the video games too was always a huge inspiration. I used to walk around high school and anything that went wrong, I'd always be like, it's the Dark Ado. Which if you watch the cartoons and you know the lore of Street Fighter, you kind of get it, I guess. Probably not, but it's a little funny thing me and my friends had going on. All right, here's what we missed in the other video. So we're gonna make, I believe it's 2 layers. We're gonna fill one in to kind of get what we had. We want a solid color, and then we're gonna make that hole its own layer. And then we're trying to get rid of as much black as possible too. That's something I've been learning from one of my favorite artists, is to there's no real blacks in real life, right? Like when you look at your hand, you don't see an edge, so it's more painterly, I guess. And I'm just trying to adopt a little bit of those things into my style as of late, or like within the last few years. Still haven't perfected it, but it's given my artwork a good look here and there, I think. I'm slowly piecing together my own style where I can, so that's what that's from. But from there, I guess I paused on the video because it's taking quite a while. But from there, we're gonna play with the layer features, and we should be, what are we doing actually? Now we're playing with the opacity. So from here, I picked a lighting source, and the part that I didn't get to show on the cover that I think is what made it as good as it was at the time, even I was like kind of like, hey, I did a pretty good job, was making that full layer and then using a soft light like that and kind of blending into the lighting scheme. I kind of shown what's actually going to be there, and then fixing the lighting just by doing that, essentially. I don't know if this is something I did, or if it's because I'm slowly, it's like working out, right? Like sometimes you don't realize you're growing, and then one day you're like, oh wow, like I improved here. I think this is one of the things that, so I picked it up somewhere, and then I'm like, hey, like this actually looks good. I guess I kind of did pretty good, right? And it just makes it look more natural. I feel like it gives it more of a realistic look. But we're going to get all that in place, and then we're essentially going to play with the layer styles. And the other one, I I kind of wanted the guy to look dirty, so I actually pulled up a layer, is it Layer Properties? I messed with the color until I got like a kind of muddy, dirty look to the guy because I didn't want him to be clean. His name's Old Judd. Hey, speaking of which, remember I used to have the three-way name off, right? Where I was gonna pick between a couple names. I don't even remember what the old names were, but Judd was one of them. The funny thing is, we were going to work and we're driving somewhere and actually crossed a Judd Street, and I was like, oh cool, must be a sign, right? Here we go. We're playing with some Layer Properties, and that's essentially it right there. So what we missed when I was doing this, that's it right there. And then I kind of felt like it'd be pointless to just draw that and cut the video short. But I start kind of taking liberties and painting over it. So I created a new layer and then did a paint over. So I'm just kind of making this thing its own thing, and I'll probably post that as like a clip on my Instagram. I haven't posted there in 2 weeks either. When I say I've been taking a break, I've been taking a long break. I'm down 23 pounds since my last video, to believe it or not. So it's crazy. I used to do wrestling, so when I want to lose weight, like I'm all about my business, you know. Like I know how to lose weight and be disciplined, but like that might be too much weight. So now like it is terrible. I can usually bench 225, like how people bench 145. It's just the 45s in the bar. Is that 135, 145, 145? And then the other day, I spent a whole week putting in, it's actually Florida's largest tank system for septic. And we put the largest one in the state of Florida in this bar, and it took all week because it was such a big job. And I was digging pretty much all week. My hands are still kind of raw, and I got calluses, and it's sunburned and everything. But at the end of the week, when we're all done, it was chest day, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go bench, and I'm warming up. I probably had the best warm up I've ever had. Like I felt like a professional, you know. And I got to bench 225, and I pick it up, and I'm like, I just had this thought, like, that's weird, you know. I should have known right then. But I bench it one time, and I'm like, huh. And then I go to bench it a second time, and I just completely fail. I get it up to like the first safety bar, but I'm so in disbelief that I couldn't do it again. That I just thought it was a fluke, and my body was just like not cooperating with me. So I picked it up from there, and that was the big mistake, because then I was stuck and I could not get it off me. And my plan is usually you just roll it forward, you roll it to your hips, and you sit up, and then you stand up, whatever, you know. But because I was still trying, because I was in such disbelief that I was so weak, I'm like, oh no. And this old guy actually was like, happened to be walking by, and he saw my face. He's like, I got you, buddy. And he came over and helped me. And he's like, sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. And I was like, yeah, I usually get it, but I don't know what happened. I'm just weak today. Sometimes I don't know. It's weird. I went from repping 265 about a month and a half ago, to failing on 225 on the second rep. So I don't know if I'm disappointed in myself, or if I'm like, well, I've been pushing my body to the limits, and it is what it is. But back to the art. The eyes, I know I didn't render the eyes, so that's going to be like a sore spot for the rest of the video, I already know. But at this point, I'm just kind of working on the lighting. This has nothing to do with the other video now, or the cover video now. Just this has turned into its own little thing, and taking the image for what it is. So doing a paint over, and just messing with the lighting really as I go, trying to make it more reasonable. And I'm like, well, if the lighting's here, like what would be cool? So then I started just playing around with where the highlights and where light comes in at, and try to make the forms and facial structure more interesting. The mouth, I don't think I ever fixed with those weird teeth. It looks like a mean Zoidberg from Futurama, which is one of my favorite memes. It's the one where he's like riding on a sperm and he's like, "You never guess where I've been." Oh, that was terrible. I probably shouldn't have done that, but that's my Zoidberg. I almost want to try it again, but I'm too ashamed of myself. Drawing kind of makes you feel wacky sometimes. Usually when I'm drawing these things, I'm always making weird voices that I think the characters would make. So I'm like sitting alone in my room. Well, I got the dogs, and I'm just making stupid noises, pretending to be that character, like almost acting, right? But I guess that's what it takes. I used to think I could make a cartoon and try to make it funny, but I probably fail at that. But one day maybe. I have this little anteater cartoon I wanted to do called Angry Abraham, and it's been something in the back of my mind that if I can do something with some of this art and maybe get some traction with attention, I'll do some little skits and see if there's anything to it, or if I have to just give up and go work in the oil fields, you know. Hey, so time flies when you're having fun, I guess, right? I just kind of let loose on talking about whatever, but I hope you liked the drawing and got something from it. And if you did, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.